And there we are, just rocking and rolling on in. Rex with another intro. Doesn't remember sending me these. That's fine. We'll still use them. It's the Sunday night hang because it's Sunday night. We're hanging. We're talking music. We're talking bands. Well, bands are music, sure. Bands of gypsies, music, sure. Tonight, I'm hanging with my good buddy from one of my favorite states in the continental United thereof, down North Carolina, down by Charlotte's area, Mr. Fruitcake Tony. How you doing, brother?
Doing great. Nice to see you.
Great to see you. Great to see you. And after watching Rex, my ears went a little plugged. All of a sudden, I'm like, I got to just blip up the old audio just a hair there. Man, we already got quite the crowd in here. Awesome. And we have some cool announcement tonight as well, folks. Let's see. I'm going way back at 6:50 p.m. We got Zach Thong already hanging out. He got here nice and early, so he's right up at the doors. He gets in, general admission, boom, right down front. So I get it, And then there's Sandra. She's right there, just controlling things. That's awesome. We love Sandra. Let's see, Charles 75N. We've got our Hungarian homie, Music Therapy Laz. Ryan X, our UK homie. Awesome. Martin Lemaire from the Poutine Province. Thunder from Down Under, because, he's by New Zealand way. Fender Guru, the British Electric Blues Show. He's got his own thing going on, and it kicks some serious tail, because he could be talking the Stones. He could be talking Cream. He could be talking Van Halen. You just don't know. You just don't know, and it's awesome stuff. Randy Crooks is here. New guitar day for Randy. More on that later. Awesome stuff. Dwight Bailey, the hit maker, is here. Mark Randall. Awesome. Tinkerbell is here. Awesome. Let's see who else. See, we're not even at 8 o'clock yet. That's awesome. Mickey Stedelmeyer, not Stedelmeyer. I'll get it right one of the. Thomas Santiago. Yes. Awesome. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Roy Batty, Dan of New Jersey, Rhodey's Jam Cave, Brad Guitar Miller, Marxo's Images, Great Vanzini, LPD Pedals, Builder to the Stars, and me. Brendan Buttcheeks, B Squared. Check your DMs. Just saying. Big G, Gary Tholander. Awesome. Max Josephson. Terry's Triple G's, in case I missed Terry earlier. I think I got everybody. Nice. We got already 36. Hip Metalworks. Good day, eh? Welcome to the Sunday night hang.
Nice.
Happens to me all the time. Okay, good. I don't know what it is. Just it's like microscopic dyslexia. Awesome. So cheers. And if anyone hasn't checked out Fruitcake Tony's channel already, shame. Sandra, with the links, if you will, please. Because I can't remember if I put it in the description or not. Because I've been, hanging out in the green room off air, and Tony's been hanging out in the green room off air. We've been hanging out in the green room. That's all I'm saying. So thank you, Sandra. Awesome. So any questions for either of us? We can talk about this, that, anything. What's on our minds? Angry Shoebox. Awesome. What else? Haven't said the first thing yet. See? Just right off the rails, Tony. Right off the rails. Welcome back, really. This is, you were on a few months ago. It was awesome. I had a great hang. We said, we got to do it again. And then, you came in to the rescue, as a good bandmate does, a couple weeks ago, which was awesome. For those who don't know, you don't know. And you missed it. Awesome. So I am going to cheers you. Oh, and I have a little specialty tonight. This is a little leftover from the last time I was in North Carolina. So This is actually made probably about within a half hour of your place.
Ah, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of that stuff made around here.
Lots of that. I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I am not complaining. There's Mike. Last name, not even going to try. Mike's here, though. Mike knows. Mike knows people don't pronounce his last name. Capsimilis, possibly. Marks those images as building a telly, looking for some pickup ideas. I do have some in mind. Always interested. Yes, Angry Shoebox. That would be some North Carolina Mountain Kool-Aid. All right, Butt Cheeks message me whenever you want. All right. Uh-oh. Good luck. Unfucking believable. Good luck. Good luck. Cool Tunes made easy. I wish you luck because I am no Dave Friedman. That's all I'm saying. I am no Dave Friedman. Nice. Oh, yeah. What? I grabbed my phone because I was going to show off New Guitar Day. Oh, I don't think Randy Crooks is going to mind. Solo layout. Boom. Boom. Got himself an Ibanez. Oh, come on. Focus. No, you're not going to focus, are you? Well, it's an Ibanez flat top.
Nice.
So we'll say that. Sure. Bingo.
Very nice.
There's Six String Brian. Good to see you, man. So Lawrence says Telly Bridge favorite Demarzia area hot tea. Excuse me. I'm kind of partial to the Reno Fin vintage workhorse. Just saying. Roy says I keep dodging his question. Am I? All right. Let's see what. Oh, there's Janice. Hello, Janice. Nice. 43 people watching. All right, where's Roy's question? Jeez, when'd you write it, Roy? Don't see your question, Roy. It must have been held. I don't know. I am not seeing it. Ask again, please, and I will gladly answer it.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball and a question. Hey, Clive 54. Exactly, Angry Shoebox. Greg Van Zeen likes the body shape of that guitar. Nice. Oh, Roy Batty. Yeah. These Cheech and Chong heads, those are actually Christmas ornaments, Christmas lights, Christmas ornaments. And I believe my sister gave them to me about 15 years ago. His brother James, JJ's House of Jams, rock on. Nice. He'll be joining us next week, next Sunday, along with others. I should text to remind. Well, we'll do that. Yes, Sandra, thank you. Post a link to the Patreon. And also, hey, there's Crowbar just in time. I was wondering, now we got 45 people in here. Well, going to announce Fruitcake Tony. You do this show each week. You talk about various bands, usually have some form of memorabilia, merch. And merch and memorabilia are two different things, in my opinion. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Memorabilia can be merch, but not all merch is memorabilia.
Right.
Let's go with that. Sure. Blackjack Guitar Nut and the Flying Pickle.
Swag may be both.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true. So who do you have coming on this coming week? Or the theme, I should say. Who do you have coming on? You know what I mean.
Alice in Chains.
One of my favorites, possibly the best rock guitar tone of the 90s into the 2000s, back into the 80s. Very cool. And to tie in with that, folks, Fruitcake Tony is being one of those. I'm not going to stand up because you don't need to see what's going on. But Tony, being a stand-up guy, want to throw it out, just toss it out there to you folks, that the next 9 new channel members here on my channel, you get a free even Mike Starr guitar pick, which Tony, you could show off one if you want. I'm just saying.
Let me show a couple of these.
You do that. Yeah, so you can join at any level, form, thing. I don't know what you call that.
It may be that color, maybe this color, maybe this color.
So the next 9 new channel members, regardless of level, you get a little extra bonus for joining the team.
Maybe any color.
That's the mystery.
Yeah, and Mike Starr is the original bass player in that band.
Right.
Yes.
I got to see, they were the first rock concert I had ever gone to, which would have been October, November 1992. Their first headlining tour. It was like large clubs kind of thing. I think it was about 1,000-seat venue they did. And general admission. So general admission turns into a 800-person mosh pit. Great. And my buddy Frank is, of course, crowd surfing. That's when they just started doing the barricades at shows. Before that, you could actually lean right on the stage, but they started putting in the barricade. So Frank over the barricade, security brings him down. So he shakes his head around, to get hair out of his face. His hair is damn near as long as mine, and his hair, big wad of it, goes right into Mike's face, like right at the pickups. And Mike's playing, and all of a sudden he's like, "What the fuck?" He just grabs the hair, one of these, and you just see it's like 20, 30 hairs. And there is video of it, folks, somewhere on the YouTubes.
And these people have to, these new channel members have to email you a password, or?
Yeah, I think if you you become a channel member, email the email down below, canucksguitars@gmail.com, mention Mike Starr, and I'll keep an eye out for who the new channel members are. But not always, screen names don't necessarily meet up with names. So just, hey, I'm, if it does, like, I know who Laz is, but I think I know who Blackjack Guitar Nut is, but I'm not positive on certain names. Hey, Dane, Sims Guitars is here. Good to see you. See, like Dane, I know Dane. Nick KB, I know Nick KB. BC Rich 581, maybe not. Just saying. Got 49 people watching. Thank you, Sandra. And I did see that possibly we may have an unboxing during tomorrow's Canucks with Guitars show. If a package, a package that Lawrence had shipped out, let's say over a month ago, it's finally made it here in town as of this morning. So in theory, I could get it tomorrow. BC Rich 581. If I were Bernie Rico, I certainly wouldn't be here. Hey, Guitar Man 45. Nice. Yes, not a pedal though, Nick. I don't think it's a pedal. It's something, and there's something for Amanda too, apparently. Although she's not here to hear that. Here to hear that. Yep, that works. I was like, that doesn't sound right, but it did. Nice. Dane got to open up for Foghat in February.
Nice. Very nice. I remember he mentioned that a while back. I heard him say that. How you doing, Dane? Good to see you, dude.
If you happen to be in the greater Phoenix area, definitely check out Dane's shop. He's got one of those cool shops. It's like when a guy just decides he's a guitar player and he wants to open a shop, you end up with a shop like Dane's. You got a bit of this, a bit of that. You got some cool. We got a new channel member. Dang! Sean Zimmerman.
Way to go.
Now, it would be real easy, Tony, is if anyone that's won anything on your channel becomes a channel member, right? Because then you're like, hey, I already have your contact information.
Yeah.
Oh, right in the butt cheeks.
Oh, whoa.
Hey.
Hey, dude.
Hi. I want to say first, thank you for putting me in. Also, my audio has been kind of wonky the past couple of days. I don't know how it is now.
It sounds like it.
Really? Okay. I don't know. I'll just leave it then. Talk amongst yourselves.
Nice.
How you doing, Ben? How you been?
I'm doing pretty good. So the cigar box through the 87. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's harrowing at times, and low output pickup, you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it when just gain.
Yeah.
It loves the gain. It loves the fuzz for some reason. It really does.
Yeah, squonky.
Yeah. I made Tony one behind him there. I made his fretless in case you want to wants to get his slide on. But I think one of the reasons was I really love the way that fretboard came out. So I was like, I'm not putting frets on this. This thing looks awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's 2 of 7 there, Tony.
There you go.
Or 2 of 9.
Cool. Yeah, I missed what are we doing? What are you doing for the first 9 that joined?
Giving Mike Starr guitar picks.
Ooh, nice. There you go.
Yeah.
You got some mail to send out, Tony.
No worries.
You're great.
Do it for Ben. Yeah.
Good at sending that stuff out. That's for sure. Man.
Awesome. Oh, and did I mention Brad Guitar Miller? He likes Stratocasters.
I think a couple of times, maybe once or twice.
Maybe. Nice.
You gotten any new gear, Ben, since I last talked to you?
Got the 87 Deluxe.
Yeah.
And got a flanger in last week that I'm going to do a demo on. Company I've never heard of. Found it on Amazon. Why not? The only thing I can't figure out is it's supposed to be a flanger pedal, but there's a big old reverb in it, and there's no way to turn off or adjust said reverb. Even when you turn down the rate and depth of the flanger all the way down, you still have massive reverb.
I don't know.
So I'm going to take it apart.
There you go. Amazon's been putting out some pedals. I've been watching Ryan Burke, 60 Cycle Hum.
Right.
He did some. What did he do? He did a review on these Moval pedals. I actually bought one.
Nice. These ones, Swift Pedals, is the only one I can find on Amazon Canada, and it actually comes in a metal tin.
Nice.
And apparently they have a whole line.
Ben, I think I'm having audio issues again. I'm going to mute. I'm going to mute, and I'll be back in 1 second. I'm going to try a different microphone.
Cool. Absolute Mayhem is lurking while cooking. I think he's meant Stroganoff, but he said stroke him off. Sure. Package makes a statement. Awesome.
You got any new gear you kind of waiting on this coming year to get, Ben? You got anything down the road on the horizon?
I really want to get a baritone guitar. Some kind, I think. Some kind of a cool, like in Eastwood or maybe Revolta, maybe. Something different. Something different. Hey, Half Ace. The metal box causes the reverb. That's it. Nice. Yeah, other than that, hollow body of some kind would be cool. Jazz box. Oh yeah, well, thanks, Lawrence. Yeah, I have one of these limited edition delays from Lawrence coming. Duh, I forgot.
Limited
and
edition.
The field button's supposed to get a Terra Echo tomorrow. Nice. What we got here? The box is built better than the pedal. Yep, maybe. Charles 75N's got his eyes on a jade green player telly. Nice.
Nice.
Brad wants to let us know he is working on a website for all the pedal to the metal items. Very cool. Matthew Stewart's here. Good to see you, Matthew. 54 people watching. Nice. Sean Zimmerman says, I really like Mike Starr. It's kind of ironic that they replaced him with another Mike Inez. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a piece of history, Sean. Exactly. And that's what makes it all cool. So, Tony, do you have your eye on any gear? Or have you received anything recent? I know you got the cigar box guitar not too long ago. But...
No, I bought a couple guitars in this past year. But there's always another one on the horizon. You know how that goes.
That's my attitude towards a Les Paul. I'm not actively looking for a Les Paul, but when the right one, you'll just play it, and all of a sudden you're like, ooh. Nope, this one seems to be, at least for me, you have that one, you'll just bond with it that little bit more instantly, and I'll be like, okay, this is the one I want. And...
Yeah. Well, it comes down to, am I going to add another one, or am I going to let one go in order to get another one?
Right.
So, yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I would say that my next move would probably be an acoustic.
Nice.
Knowing me, yeah.
That'd be nice.
Okay,
Ryan's got the right idea for me. A Gretsch baritone. I like that. Uh-oh. Brad Miller sent some photos. Thank you, Terry, for the text reminder thing. Sandra, like myself, we got to see Lane perform while he was alive. Yeah. He was a dick to the crowd. I will say that. I was like, that guy's a jerk, but he was doing a lot of stuff. Like, he would literally, during guitar solos, walk side stage because I was overhead. I could see him doing things. And I was like, yeah, well, rock stars. What are you going to do?
Lane had a lot going on, that's for sure.
That he did. Or unless Brad sent him through... Oh, I sent him through email. Aha. There we go. Tap to download. Oh, yeah. There we go, folks. Brad Guitar Miller's new Stratocaster-shaped object. Oh, come on, focus. You never want to focus. Oh, well. So, yeah, it's like eggshell over burst. Beautiful. Looks like a mint green guard. Custom shop case in gray tweed, possibly. Nice. Possibly a roasted neck. Sent me another email because apparently he only sends one photo per email because that's how Brad rolls. Oh, no, he sent a bunch in the other one. All right, here we go. Hey, Butt Cheeks is back.
Hi. I don't know if this is working at all.
It is.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't know. This is weird. I have my my air traffic controller headset on. So
I'm the odd one out. The two of you have them and I don't. So what the hell?
Well, I have a blue Yeti, and the past couple of days has been glitchy, and I don't know why. So I'm thinking it's the wire, but I'm not gonna tech troubleshoot something on your show. So I'll do that another time. But as long as you can hear me now and it's not like popping, I'm happy.
Hey, Surfer Bees here. Michael Easter. Everyone's jumping in. Nice. Got 58 people watching.
Nice.
I got the okay from Terry, so I just ripped the knobs off.
Jeff K. Nice. Roy Batty says he's been having the same issue, Brendan, so he thinks Microsoft broke something.
It could be. It really could. Seriously. Don't know.
Zach Thong says, Ben, get a Taylor Bear. I'm not the biggest Taylor fan. Although I did play one I liked, but it cost $7,000 Canadian because it was Koa. Yeah. The guy's like, oh, you like that one? I'm like, yeah, this is sweet. He goes, yeah, you can have it on sale. It's normally $7,000. We'll let it on for 62. And I'm like, that's fine. No, I'm good. I'm like, it sounds nice, but it's like, what are you going to do with it? You can't gig with it. He goes, well, sure you could. I'm like, you could, but you're not.
I like the Taylors. Never owned one, but I like the little wooden room. You go in GC, and it's the little Taylor Martin room. Yeah.
I hear that. I say I grew up with Martins, so I'm just, I'm just so used to that D28 sound. Hey, there's my lovely sister Amanda.
Hey,
good to see you. Angry Shoebox says, yep, local GC has that. Nice. Yeah. The acoustic rooms are always nice. First of all, they smell nice. Just smells like wood.
Mm-hmm. Walk in there, it's always the guy behind you that walks in behind you. Hi, can I help you?
No.
Milt wants me to show the green cut. Oh, it's a Dan Electro. It's a Dan Electro 59X. I can pull that out if you want to see it.
Nice. And howdy, Milt. Milt in here as always. D28 all the way. Full tunes made easy.
That was a Christmas gift from the wife a couple years ago. It's cool. It's got the lipstick there. You can split.
Tap.
Yep, and little. It's like a P90-ish in the neck. It really sounds good.
Nice.
But I already blamed RJ Ronquillo for this because it was his fault because he was playing this, and I mean I'm never going to sound like him, but it was a cool guitar, and I was like, this is the first and only actual guitar I ever bought or had bought for me. The rest I built, so this one's special.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
A few more cool cats jumping in here. We've got Nerd Halen, who just hit 1,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Okay.
Great to see. And we got Dave's Guitar Channel in the house.
Hey, Dave.
Nice. Exactly. Gray Vinzini with a 90 up front. Interesting. Yeah, that's Dane Electro. Nice.
Yep. The only thing
by the way, Amanda, you may have a gift either tomorrow or Tuesday from Mr. LPD Pedals, Mr. Pedals himself.
Ooh, Amanda's getting a gift.
Yep.
Nice.
Yes. We got 62 people watching.
Uh-oh. What's that, Ben? Is that water?
Yeah. North Carolina water tonight, even.
Oh,
yeah.
Like if you threw that on a fire, I don't think it'd put it out, right?
No. No, and you wouldn't see the flames either. Nope.
Wow.
No, the first time my buddy showed it to me, he dipped his pinky in it and set his pinky on fire. He goes, "Is that proof enough?" And I went, "Technically proof, yep." And he's like, "I'm like, that's not even burning your finger, is it?" He goes, "Nope, because it's evaporating so fast."
Yeah.
It's like, sure.
Wow.
A little on the warm side.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good
Little
stuff.
on the warm side.
And that's the one that only comes out on special occasions because that is the North Carolina, not the local stuff.
Well, you got a guest from North Carolina. You got to have some North Carolina.
Exactly. And that is strong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a few years old. I've had that. Christ, I think I bought that in 2017.
Mine is also a couple or so years old. Yeah. Only special occasions.
Exactly. Hey, the original Paramutant. And Lawrence is at 963 subscribers.
Wow.
You've got to get some more interesting stuff up there. Well, you just keep building those pedals. You know, put up demos on them. You know, Lawrence, you are a pretty decent player. You can do that. You can do it. Or you just repost other people doing demos of your products. That's always an option too, as a manufacturer. Brisley Adams.
Yeah, Tony, what are you sipping on? Sandro's asking.
Yeah, I see that. No Jack, only Coke. It's a work.
Milk. What's the proof? That it's hard to tell. I can't do it by shaking it because I don't know. I don't think there's enough in there for me to tell by shaking. But by taste and burn, I'm saying 155, 160.
Man.
Sounds about right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, around here in North Carolina, you can literally, in my county, you can see moonshine stills on Google Earth.
That's pretty good. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I always liked checking out those Discovery Channel shows or whatever. It's like, yeah, if they're so worried about getting caught, it's like, dude, you're on TV. You know, I don't think you have anything to worry about really, because you would have been caught already. But
yeah, exactly, Milt. It's a little hot. It's been a while since I've dipped into that one, but yeah, that's the funny part too, is because like the Moonshiners TV show, the one family was out of a town in North Carolina, and I'm like, well, I'll be dipped because I'm like, buddy, I'm getting off is from the same town, and it's a certain quality because he's been getting it forever and a day, and I'm like, it's probably his stuff.
Could be,
you know. So the next year I go back and I'm like, so the stuff I got, not that I'm going to tell anybody. He goes, yeah. He goes, I can't get his stuff anymore, but
it's definitely an art.
Oh, those guys on that show make us North Carolinians look real good.
Oh man!
Hey, Eddie Van Haskell, good to see you, man. I don't know. Like I was like, that's just country folk to me. Like I was like, I know quite a few people like that, and we got them around here like that too. Just sound more like me than you, but same attitude.
Not
anybody.
I think that that show it's like the repo shows. It's real, but there's an element of it being staged.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There really is no more reality TV. Unfortunately. So
the only reality TV would be like literally it's like C-SPAN, where it's just like a live feed. Like unless it's a live unedited feed, that's reality TV.
It's pretty much true.
And sports. I will say sports is reality TV because it's not preordained, It's real. It's more reality than reality TV. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yes. Man. Yeah, Eddie Van Haskell wrestling is reality TV. Those guys are athletes, though, I have to say, because you can't do that for 300 days out of the year and still walk if you're not athletic.
Yep.
Right.
I remember I went to a few events in the 90s, and we were at we had booked a suite at the Skydome Rogers Center for an event because they have a hotel in the stadium to overlook the matches, and then we also had tickets. And at the last minute, we lost our suite, and we didn't know why. Well, apparently they needed a suite for the storyline, and it turns out they used our suite. So they gave us a room across the hall, and we knew it was our room because they're like, well, they told us across the hall. We decided to leave because just down the block is Hockey Hall of Fame, so you might as well hit Hockey Hall of Fame during the day. And who was it? Val Venus and possibly Edge come walking down the hall. And they're stooped over and damn near hitting the exit signs and lights with their heads. Oh, and I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm like, holy crap, I feel like a child. And they're just,
they're big. They're big guys. I told this story before, but not here. My son is he's 18 now. So when he was 5, he had a couple of grand mal seizures, and he's had epilepsy. He was diagnosed with epilepsy, and he ended up being a Make-A-Wish kid. And at the time, 13 years ago or 10 years ago, maybe more, he was a big wrestling fan. So he wanted to meet Randy Orton, and so we reached out to them, and they made it happen. It was really cool. So it was they picked us up in a limo at his school, and of course, he's in grade school, and he's like a rock star coming out to a limo. The kids are pressed up against the windows, and we went to the wrestling place. We went and they bought us pizza before and all kinds of stuff, and then we met Randy backstage before he went out, and he was a nice guy. He's a very nice guy, and there was some other guys backstage, just decent guys. He spent like 20 minutes with my son just chatting about stuff. They gave us a whole bunch of gear and like goodies, and it made his day. So it's pretty neat,
Yeah. And I want to say, see Lawrence, he's back to pedal building, and we've got, who did I see jump in here? Who was that? Preston Smith. Yes, Preston Smith.
Hey, Preston.
And down and back with Corn Dog, cousin Doug in the house. Yeah, I followed wrestling up until the late 90s, I would say. And I will say they've always been really good with the charity, like the Make-A-Wish type things. And I think part of it, too, is because it's the same around here, because we were just as much the hotbed for then the WWF as Brendan, you'd be in quasi upstate New York. Like, they hit every little town with house shows, because they were doing it 350 nights a year. And it was the same thing around here. Like, they would hit between Toronto and Montreal, they'd hit Kingston or Belleville in between. So there was always events here locally and stuff. And boom, they automatically okay, every day, okay, we're going to have, if we can, a Make-A-Wish at every show, boom, boom, boom. And they have the schedule out for that event, which is awesome because then you don't have to travel hours to make this happen. It can happen on a much local level, which is awesome. Right.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. It's definitely a good charity. But
yeah, that's right, Doug. A lot of jobbers were from Hamilton.
Jobbers.
See you, Martin Lemaire. Yeah, we had, what was it, Maple Leaf Wrestling, which was half simulcast the Madison Square Garden weekly event in the 80s alongside whatever happened at Maple Leaf Gardens every week. So it was weird because, and they would splice it in well enough that to the 10-year-old self, all of a sudden you're like, well, how come these guys and these guys aren't at the local events? Like, how come there's no Hulk Hogan and we've got like Iron Mike Sharp? It's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. You get those guys like the second team, you know.
Well, I knew it was up when I went to my first house show in Kingston. And the barricade was a yellow nylon rope in front of the front row. None of the managers were there. And the guy who did the promos, like our Mean Gene Okerlund type thing, which was the older gentleman, short guy, Billy Red Lion, Doug knows. He was in the opening match. I'm like, holy crap, this guy wrestles? Like, he's old enough to be my grandfather. He's out there in the singlet, and I'm like, oh, okay. You know, he does like a 3-minute little deal. I'm like,
sure.
What the hell?
Okay. So, Tony,
Yo,
have you gotten any new stuff lately? New memorabilia? Anything you're looking at?
I'm always getting new stuff.
Yeah.
I got my New Life magazine.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw that.
That was late because of the holidays. Everybody in the world's got it but me, but I finally got it.
Stuff like that. Do you look at that and then just store it, like put it away for historical stuff, or no?
That one there, I'll take good care of that one. Yeah. Absolutely. I got a couple of little things. This is, I guess they had a watch party in Atlanta where they have the convention.
Okay.
On the New Year's Eve show.
Yeah, were they in Dubai or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which you can tell the country of Dubai heavily financed that, because every time between a song, it was like tourism Dubai. Right? You know, it was like, Jesus, Paul, like easy. Like,
yeah.
Hey, Jeremy Smith, good to see you, man. And God love him on that. It was like Terry had reminded me. We were in a live stream the other night, and someone mentioned, what about Gene Simmons and Gibson partnering up? I'm like, when's he played a Gibson product since the 70s with his grabber bass? And then Terry's like, oh, he played a Thunderbird bass at the Dubai show. I'm like, no shit, because they're going to announce it a week later. I'm like, that's nothing. That does not count.
Yeah, we actually talked about that last night, right, Tony? I think Hack brought it up. And
Gene's not going to play anybody's stuff. Yeah.
Of course, Gene will tell you, I'm Gene Simmons. I invented the bass. So.
well, if Gibson wants to make a Gene bass, maybe I'll play it. So you never know. He'll be like, if I put my name on it.
Gene, he didn't even.
You can get the design out and to market before our finale tour ends. There we go. Or are we going to see, as been rumored, is all 4 members of KISS in the future, none of which will be original members. So it's essentially like a stage show. But that Gene Simmons will be playing a Gibson bass.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi, Rock City. That's right, Crowbar.
Yeah.
I know, Terry. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I'm wondering when they get back out, when the world gets back out there doing live shows, how long have they got?
Exactly. Like
long.
It does cut down on them adding on a leg, right? Because time is time.
I mean, yeah, I
Do
know.
you get to be like, you do a world tour, but it's like the Stones? Like, we're only playing it once in every country. That's it.
Right. Yeah. No, in that Motley tour last year, it's not going to happen at all. I don't think I mean, Mick Mars, if he's going out, he's got to go out now.
Mm-hmm.
He can't
True.
wait a couple more years.
Ooh, now there's a question. I don't know, Ryan. I'll bring that up to Tony. Ryan X, if I could say the letter X, there we go. If I upgrade my membership, do I get a pick?
That's your call, Ben. Yes. It's okay by me. It's your
You know what?
call,
I would say, why not? Sure. If you want to upgrade, then why not? Because that's the same as somebody coming in at the channel fan level or something like that or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. And Ryan, he's a good supporter of the channel too, which might say I got to say I'm sending him out some stickers, decals even at some point. I got to get
want
those.
To mention that again?
Yeah. And hello to Caribou Country Outdoors. Good to see Caribou Country Outdoors here. Love the channel. Yes. So Sandra teased it in here. What we're down to six new channel members. Join the channel as a channel member at any level, and you will get a free Mike Starr guitar pick, or actually bass pick. It's not a guitar pick; it's a bass pick.
Mike Starr, Alice in Chains.
That's sparkly.
It may be that color. It may be any color.
I'm sure Doug could attest to that as well. He's like, looking for a deal. I smell an honorary Coombs. It's like I emailed a guy a couple weeks ago about a guitar he had up for sale online. And Richie, my buddy Richie, sent me a link, and I checked it out, and I was like, oh, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I sent him an offer. He goes, what, you didn't offer him full price? That was a pretty sweet deal. I'm like, I'm a Coombs. I can't just pay full. I got to at least try. You know, like I was fully willing. If the guy said, no, it's this price is firm, I was fully willing to go for it. Hey, PJ in the beard. Okay, Doug agrees. Amanda asks how we feel about bananas. Yeah, let's not get into that situation. Oh, really, Doug? Yes.
How you like that, man?
Check that out. Dig-a-vu on this a-vu.
I love that fretboard, man.
That's wild. I love it.
Nice.
All right. See you, Crowbar. Have a great evening. Doug says I still have to talk to my new sponsor about doing something with you. See, at first I read that as I still have to talk to you about my new sponsor. Well, I know about it, but I thought maybe they have already become interested in working with me. Yes, Doug, you should. I don't think I have any sponsors that could really do much for Doug, though. Does he need a Tesi Switch? I don't think so. No. Unless we embed Tesi switches into the cornhole board, so when a bag hits it, it sets off some pyro or something.
It's interesting.
Nice, Ryan.
I think we're missing. Who's not here tonight? Your co-host, your Canucks co-host isn't here.
I haven't seen him all day. And he was driving yesterday when he was in RJ's chat. So I don't know what's up with Tommy Boy today. Maybe he's resting up for tomorrow. I'm not sure. And Ryan, if you do the upgrade, just email me and let me know.
Be quiet.
Sure,
Terry.
Rob can figure out something. Yeah, no kidding, Amanda.
No one's supposed to know that, Terry.
Doug and I are going to go into business together. It's going to be a new line of pedal boards that are also cornhole boards. Strain of the day, it's still a mix and match, Sandra, but we've got a healthy supply.
Healthy is right.
Is that a jar of lint? What is that?
Yeah. There's some oregano, some thyme, some mistletoe left over from the holidays.
Got it.
That's the thing about living in North Carolina. You can get moonshine almost on any corner, but any little half a joint of any little thing, they will throw you in the slammer and throw away the key.
Really? That's
hell yeah.
I mean, I never did it. I never smoked it, but I think it should be legal everywhere. You know, I think it will be eventually, but I just still can't believe that certain states are like, no, you can't do that.
Oh, right. But yeah, and then let alone, like he says, some are even more hardcore. Like, because I remember leaving my campsite to walk to my friends, and I'm just like, like walking around like it's a cigarette. And everyone's, what are you doing? I'm like, what? They're like, put that down, keep it low. I'm like, what? They're like, your fellow campers, if they smell it, they will narc you out. And it's like, why? They're like, dude, you'll get 6 months for having a roach on you. I'm like, what? Yeah. Wait, what? He goes, well, what do your cops do? I'm like, they tell us to put it out.
Yeah.
And then what do? Walk away because it's not worth the paperwork.
Wow.
Yes, the devil's lettuce.
The devil's lettuce. It is weird how it's viewed, here. I see that they turn cheek on these moonshiners, but the kid riding down the road and the whiff of weed out of the car, and man, he's going downtown.
Yep.
Well,
I mean, exactly. Caribou country. Yeah, exactly. Well, BC weed. That was the thing. I go down to North Carolina and have BC weed. That's how good BC weed is. Hey, teammates. Good to see you. Yeah, and the funny thing, too, is once it became legal here, they said you could only grow 4 plants at a time. But based off, if you do it right, you can do 4 grow cycles a year. And there's no limit as to what you can have around the household. So if you're somebody that just partakes once in a while, now that it's been legal for a couple of years, you could have a stockpile of several pounds. And people do. So it's like literally here, like it's like offering someone a cup of coffee.
Yeah. It's like that in Spain. A buddy of mine is over there and I hear about it and I'm like,
Speaking of which, so I'm all set for the NAMM show next week because I think I'm going to have to keep up with JJ. It won't be as much of a moonshine show.
How are they doing that?
Oh God, I'm not saying JJ can be a fiend at times, but holy crap, when you got to stop at the dispensary to and from NAMM every day, type thing. It was either on the way there or on the way back every day. I'm like, do we have enough for a week? Yep. Next day, stopping for more.
Do you think there'll be a summer NAMM 21?
God, I hope so.
I don't know. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna predict that there isn't.
I can't say, at most it'll be like
it's gonna be 21.
Like if every music store is allowed 10 passes, and that's how NAMM is as big as it is, every music store will be allowed 1 pass, and it will be a socially distanced, somewhat masks, blah blah, very limited. Numbers.
I don't know how you can socially distance that.
Yeah, I don't.
But I do, and once everybody, they're saying the herd immunity, so it's got to be like at least they're talking.
Herd immunity is fine for maybe us, but not for us coming back. Like I can't be herd immunity with my dad.
No, right, exactly right. But they're saying it's going to take another almost year, probably by the fall. Yeah. So
exactly.
And, if anything, I would put money on 2022 NAMM.
Yeah.
Winter NAMM.
And welcome. We got a new name in the chat here. Picking and Flipping. Love the name. Welcome, my friend.
Nice. Welcome.
That's out of Arizona. And then we've got Aaron from Albus Band joining in as well. One of the cohorts for next week's show. It's going to be fun. He's tried to keep up a few times. You know, he means well.
If there is a summer NAMM though, I'm going, and I'm probably gonna stop by and maybe pick up Fruitcake Tony on the way down.
Well, no, you're gonna have to go down and then backtrack.
That's what I mean, down and over.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, because I was thinking about doing the same thing with Tom because he's in the Philly area.
Yeah.
Aaron says, "I'm not a plant." Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how are they doing NAMM this year? I don't know. BC Rich, he registered for NAMM. I saw you wrote that in the chat, I think, last night. I am so not interested. Like in virtual NAMM, it's like the modeling amps of NAMM shows to the point where I'm just not interested. I could care less. I'll talk about the stuff once I see it, but I'm not going to sit there and watch some live stream of some guy walking around with a handycam when, hell, I could be doing that.
Especially if you've been there. I've never been to any of them, so. But even then, I wouldn't want to do virtual either. You know, and I've never been to. It's just
that's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just too weird.
I don't know what you describe it as. It's Disneyland and a family reunion in one.
Well, if it's no NAMM, I guess it's
actually no. It's not even. It'd be more like the world's largest Chuck E. Cheese, because it's like you're running over to this booth and that booth, and you're all hopped up on sugar or alcohol. Your choice, dealer's choice, and there's overpriced food trucks like Chuck E. Cheese, and except the food's much better. People say it's loud. I don't think it's loud at all. I've never worn ear protection, but then again, I'm partially deaf, so that seemed fine. It's not like you had to yell to be heard, talking to each other often. Let's go to the drum area. Emets can't stand Anaheim. Well, maybe I'll have to have Anaheim on to find out how they feel about you. 500K versus 250K potentiometer. My niece heard asked, well, it depends if you got a humbucker or a single coil. And if you have an HSS, I would go with a 500. Let's see. Angry Shoebox says, I always wonder what the volume situation is like at NAMM when you're trying to try out a guitar or something. Most of the booths have like those 2-notes things, like little headphone amp things that you just plug into, try out guitars or pedals. The only places that really have amps are the amp booths, and they'll have like boutique amps, their little campus thing. Friedman has a room, Soldano has a room, which is shared with Morgan and Soldano. Or did I already mention Soldano? I don't know. Friedman has their own one. And then Diesel's just across the way, and then Wampler's sprinkled in there. Cab M. Thanks, Aaron. Aaron knows the stuff. All right, Caribou Country Outdoors. Have a good one, man. Keep up the great content. If you're into outdoors stuff, check out Caribou. They do all kinds of outdoorsy, homesteading, all kinds of stuff, which I'm into because, Brandon, as much as I love camping, I don't like waking up in the morning camping because I'm not 22 anymore. And I don't want to sleep in a tent on a little thin air mattress.
No.
So it's easier to watch somebody camp.
I'd have to get one of those. I talked about this too, like when stuff opened up, taking my cigar boxes to guitars, different places, and they used to have cigar box guitar festivals before everything shut down. So get one of those little travel campers, something like that. Or are you still working on the van? Weren't you working on a camper van at some point?
I'm not going to use that. That one was a little too far gone, but now I'm thinking, I wouldn't mind getting just a conversion van of some kind, even an early 90s Chevy van, and retrofitting it and stuff. Yeah, That, and or if they ever come out with a damn hybrid camper van, or Tesla builds any kind of an RV, that's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. They got some cool conversions.
Ray Vanzini's got to head out. Picking and Flipping's a camp watcher here. Yeah, I love that stuff. And that's the thing. Like, hiking, it's not good. I have bad knees, bad hip. Like, I can't really hike too well or portage with a canoe, but I love watching it. And 80% of Canada is wilderness. So that's what I'm into.
Yeah, no, it's definitely cool. Love to get a cabin somewhere, just on a nice lake,
right? Like I've already done the math. How many solar panels and lithium-ion batteries I need to be able to run a couple of amps? Like, you know, like I've done the math.
Yeah, a buddy of mine that lives in Connecticut, he converted like a bread truck into. He calls it a jambulance. It's like an ambulance. It's the coolest name, and he made a stage that comes down, and it's freaking it's amazing. You know, he's got some amps in there, and it's like a traveling guitar show and shop. Beautiful. Oh yeah, PJ and the Beard. I love Shane Spiel. He was one of the guys I watched a lot of YouTube videos to build. You know, he showed me some cool stuff. Seems like a really decent guy.
Yeah.
And T-Myth is mentioning the Mercedes vans. Yeah, they're nice, but they're not cheap. Even on the secondary market, they're not cheap. That's the other, yeah, because the Sprinter vans, you can stand up in the Sprinter vans.
Oh, yeah. They're Mercedes too, right?
Yeah.
I saw some guy converted an old ambulance. So, and he did it. It was pretty cool.
And those things, they're low mileage and
they're mostly
well-maintained.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're mostly diesel.
Yeah, like the Cheech and Chong truck. Yeah, pretty much.
Cheech and Chong truck.
That might be a little different, you know?
Not if I'm driving.
True. That's absolutely true.
I pick up Brendan on a road trip. He's like, I didn't touch a thing, honey, the whole time. What happened? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I got a contact high just being in the presence.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what they dropped me off somewhere else. That wasn't my house.
I don't know. The credit card. All it is fast food drive-throughs. Like, what's going? Yep. So that happened. Yep. The Volkswagen Westphalia vans back in the day. Yes. See, yeah, we've been going an hour. We barely talked about guitar. That's fine.
Oh, this is a guitar show? Sorry.
Where does it say that in the title?
No, it doesn't.
It's a Sunday night hang.
Sunday night hang. It's definitely a Sunday night hang.
Exactly. That's what we do.
I do have that. PJ and the Beard mentioned Shane Spiel's book about cigar box. That it's an awesome book. I do have it. Very cool. Very cool stuff. There's more information out there than you know, which is
Well, that was the thing, because it was I've known about cigar box guitars, I'm going to say at least 10 years. And it was just it was a thing sort of like blues organizations, local blues society. You're like, yeah, that's them, but that's not really my thing. And then it was kind of like with the cigar, like say conventions and meetups and stuff. And it's like, if they're having conventions, it's a movement, folks, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Cushman, good to see you.
You got
nice
any
Rising
new
Havoc
you're working on, B?
There's a couple I've been thinking about, and you know the other story and they're still sitting there, Tony. I haven't sent them to Craig. These boxes here, Ben. There's like 5 or 6 of them. They're slated to go to Craig Stoffco to get painted, get striped.
Just Craigified. Sure.
Yeah, Craigified. So I'm gonna probably make 4 or 5 striped guitars because I've had some interest, but I'm afraid because I really don't want to cut into them after he paints them.
Right.
So, and some of them you don't know until you cut into them if they're gonna work or not, because So that's the only reason I'm apprehensive, Tony.
I was good. Are you able to like dry run the build and then be able to disassemble and then send the bodies off?
They become less stable once you cut them.
Right.
So that's the thing. Like I know he's going to be flipping it around and doing other stuff. So I don't know. It's really tough. He's close enough to me that I can drive there. It's only he's like 40 minutes away. So I may just bring him one and say, hey, play around with this, see how it is. And then we'll do, but I did finish one. I did a little YouTube video on it and I know Terry will like it cause he's a tech guy, but it's a D-Link switch. I grabbed one. It was an old Cisco gigabit switch. So I was like, man, and this one sounds freaking amazing. I'm keeping it. I was gonna put it out there to sell, but I think I'm keeping it.
Right on.
The other thing I was thinking about doing was a fretless bass, because I have an old bass neck that same guy with the Jambulance gave me. And I sanded the crap out of the neck, out of the fretboard.
Okay.
It's nice and flat and smooth. So I think I'm going to try making a fretless bass. So
see you picking and flipping. Have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping in. Please like and subscribe. Rising Havoc says, hey guys, I'm trying to get more gain out of my burst bucker. Any ideas? Yep. Get an LPD 87.
There you go.
There's more gain.
Problem solved.
Yep. Look at that. Ask and you shall receive.
Exactly. See that? He had the Q and I had the A.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yep. Tony, you ever play any bass? I never asked you that.
Yeah, I've got a T-Bird bass.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Over there. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like my bass.
I have an old Washburn that I found a body off on Reverb, and I found a neck and put that together. I cannot play.
My first instrument was an old Degas P bass knockoff.
Oh, cool.
With a GBX amp. Yep. Had that for about 4 months, and I realized, how boring it is learning how to play bass on your own. So I grabbed a guitar and hadn't really looked back. Traded the bass and amp for a bunch of pedals.
That does seem to be the story. People go from bass to guitar and don't go back. You don't hear a lot of people going from guitar to bass unless they already have a really good guitarist. And they're like, well, if you want to be in the band,
it's like my dad's like, no, stick to bass. He was like, I'm like, why? He goes, you'll always have a job.
True.
He's like, every bass player I know is in 3 bands. T Mitz is saving up for a Fender 6 bass. Nice.
Then you can play like Les Claypool. Jerry was a race car driver. It's a 6-stringer.
Right.
I've had mine about a year.
Oh yeah.
Never had a bass. Yeah. Yeah. Love it.
They're cool. They are nice to like relax and just groove on.
I should play mine. I haven't played mine in ages. We should do that. I have nothing to plug it into. Well,
you can plug it into something.
I usually play through a 412.
Yeah.
Because I prefer the punk rock sound because I play through a pedal board and everything. Because why not?
True. Yep.
If we're gonna play bass, I gotta abuse it. And basically, I'm clearly a guitar player playing bass. Like I want that to be obvious to even the non-musician watching you in a crowd. Like that's a guitar player playing bass. I can tell.
Right. Right.
You can. You can tell and you can tell the guys that have only played bass.
Yeah.
There's just something back there.
I find I do a lot, because I like to play with a bit of gain. I do a lot of Lemmy stuff, like a lot of octave stuff. Like I'm playing in a trio, even if it's not a trio.
Yep. I'm always 2 people away from a threesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
What we got going in the chat here? We're all just talking to each other. Well, they're saying Tony's being quiet. No, we're just hanging. We're just hanging. I get it. I'm not being overly talkative myself tonight. I'm like, Christ, I'm doing a show here. I got to think of something to say. Jeez. Lemmy started as a guitar player. See? Yeah, I kind of figured as much. I've seen that style of bass, though, too. Ronnie King from Canadian band The Stampeders. They were a power trio. And especially seeing them live, every time the guitar player took a lead break, it was always, he's playing almost like a baritone. He'd always play the notes up high to get that in-between sound.
Yeah, I mean, and me being a Rush fan, as most of you guys know in the chat and here at Getty, it's, I love Getty. He's just an amazing dude. I missed his book tour. I wanted to catch that. He was the Big Book of Bass. I guess that's a pretty cool book. But
I felt so bad. He was at an event when I did the Cosmo Music event in, I guess, 2019. He was doing a signing there, and all these people are walking around, on a hot, muggy June day with this book with a dark cover. And you just see fingerprints all over the book, or people are like in the food court eating. They're putting the book down on a table. I'm like, that table's not clean because they weren't giving out bags with the books for whatever reason.
Yeah, you can't clean it after he signs it.
Right. Exactly.
Around it, maybe, but
yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, that's so. What are your guys' takes on like memorabilia that's signed? Because I know, especially guitar wise, people don't like signed guitars because then they never want to play them. Some people are getting they'll get the the covers on the back signed or something.
I was going to sign the pickguard. That way, if Ace Frehley signs my Les Paul, he signs the pickguard, so I can swap out the pickguard if I want, so I don't mess it up. Right. And that way too, if you move the guitar, the person's like, I don't care if it's signed. Well, fine, you're not getting the original pickguard for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you haven't signed the replacement pickguard, so you have the original with it. Best of both worlds to, to satisfy the tone sniffers. I don't know. Autographs are cool and all, but it's the hang. It's the experience of meeting them as much as anything else. All it is that signature is a reminder for me in many ways, and I dig it. But memorabilia is cool as well. Signing it maybe gives it some form of authenticity.
Yeah, you get different. It's like it's a toss up because some people want signed stuff, but I get it. I mean, there's different times for it and different places where it should be signed, right? Big G asked you to do a shot. Go ahead, Tony.
There's memorabilia signed stuff that you got to see who's offering it. You got to really know the artist, and there's a COA, no COA. You just got to weigh it all out. I mean,
cheers, Gary.
Hey, Gary. You certainly have. I've got lots of signed stuff, but yeah, mostly albums and 8x10s and such.
Yeah, that's the stuff you want to sign,
And it seems like most guitars that are signed, the far most of it's some piece of crap guitar signed at a charity event, which the original person paid 10 times too much for. So it's, I would say the signed stuff that I dig is like Mancuda stuff. It's like, here's a George Lynch guitar signed by George Lynch. You're like, I get it. Because that's as much a letter of authenticity.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd rather have a photo with the person. I'm the shameless selfie person. Like, that's my deal. Give me a selfie with you. I'm happy. I don't need anything signed. Because then it's just another something. Like, Tony's got it laid out well, but Tony, like, for God's sake, you can't show everything. Otherwise you're plastering every wall, ceiling, floor.
Right.
I've
got another room in there that's got everything, and I've got a closet that's got stacks of signed.
Exactly. You only have so much room, right? Unless you open a museum. Right. Fruitcake Tony's Rock and Roll Memorabilia Museum, located in beautiful North Carolina. Just saying, easily right off the interstate, maybe. I don't know.
Ben. You just ruined next week's show. He was going to announce that. That's all good. I want a selfie with Amanda. She wants a selfie. Not with me, but I'd take one with Amanda. I'd take one with you too, Ben, and Tony. So eventually we will be getting selfies.
That's right. Sure. And the nice thing about getting the selfies is they make great thumbnails for later hangouts. That's one of the reasons I do so many selfies like at NAMM shows. Mm-hmm. Just thumbnail.
Yeah. Yep.
Jeff K wants to know if I have anything from Clapton, Page, Beck. I've got guitar picks from Clapton and Page.
And one of Jeff Beck's fingernails.
He doesn't use picks.
That's what I say. You've got one of his fingernails. I know it.
One of his right. Right. Nothing from Jeff. I don't think I have anything from Jeff Beck. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what would be in the memorabilia market for Jeff Beck. Maybe like wristbands, because he's always worn sweatbands around his wrists when he played. So maybe something like that would come out on the market if he was interested in marketing that. And Jeff Beck doesn't seem to give a rat's ass about marketing.
Yeah.
If he did, he'd improve his guitar tone. Ooh, did I say that?
You did.
Terrible player. Terrible tone.
You've opened up a big old can of worms there. Watch out for the chat. Here they come.
Open up that
Pull Quentin James.
With the snakes coming out.
Easy.
Easy. I'll just pull a Quentin James. Jeff Beck has terrible guitar tone. Fight me.
Oh, change my mind. Like that guy sent out the famous meme. Yeah. That's the thing, though. Everybody's got their opinions on stuff, and you can't tell somebody what they don't like. That's the thing. You could try. Yeah. You could. No, they suck. Well, that's your opinion.
Exactly.
So
it does not matter.
No, it does not.
I like Beck. I don't.
Oh, he's cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jeff Beck is cool. The guy builds hot rods and shreds that guitar. What's not to like?
Yeah,
definitely good. Definitely great guitarist.
I remember reading a review of a Jeff Beck album that came out in the early 80s. And it's like it's not even a memorable album, but it was like, oh, look, Jeff Beck apparently ran out of money for car parts for his latest restoration project. So he decided to go into the studio for a couple of weeks and whip up this album. Just like, wow. Okay. But, it's like, it's a decent album. It's like,
yeah,
like Neil Young, for every great album Neil Young had, he had 3 that, they're all right.
Right.
It's just generic Neil Young background music type thing.
Not the greatest albums and songs in the world, but you're hard pressed to find any human on earth who can play better.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, like I refuse to use the pick, and I'm not going to any longer bend notes with my hands. I'll only use a bar to bend notes. What? Okay, sure.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'd love to get to that level. Like Richie Kotzen, right? A number of years ago, one day he decided, you know what? I'm not going to play with a pick anymore.
Right. Just out of the blue, he did.
Yeah, because he wanted a new challenge. Fuck you. Like the rest of us are struggling here just to play half
Mark Knopfler's another one.
Yep.
That's a great guitarist too. He's underrated as well.
And that stuff is, to me, is hard as shit to play.
Oh yeah.
I've seen. You've heard of Jared James Nichols too, right? I've seen him live. He opened up for John 5, and that dude doesn't play with a pick, and you would swear he's got a pick in there somewhere, you know? Freaking amazing stuff.
It was so. I was at his launch of his signature Epiphone guitar at NAMM 2019. Like, I was in the room when it went down. I didn't watch any of it. Like, I literally had my back. I'm checking out guitars because I'm just like, oh, young shredder, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like we get back to JJ's place that night, and he knew who he was, you know, and all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, did you check out that? Blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I was at that. I really should have probably turned around, paid attention, maybe shot some video, you know. No. But I saw his guitar. I was like, oh, that's badass. Single pickup, you know, simple. Yep. I dig it.
Yeah, I think they just announced the gold top version of Old Glory. So, pretty cool. All mine have one pickup, so, you know, hey, one pickup's good.
That's right. And you're like, you know what? I'm not even giving you a bridge pickup. I'm giving you a neck pickup.
That's it, man.
Yep.
I could move
so
it.
Really, they're jazz boxes. They're hollow body jazz boxes.
I can move it in the middle, and then you can decide where you want it.
Yeah.
Say, is it a neck? Is it a bridge? It's a middle.
I'm waiting for the one you'll put in two pickups. It's only a single knob, and all the knob is a blend between the two.
Yeah.
They're both wide open all the time. It's just a blend.
Yeah, as you notice, yours and Tony's don't have volume knobs on them. So
yeah,
nope.
It's up to you guys, man. That's the amp, you know.
That's the thing, like, because I'll be in here noodling around, and it's always I start low gain, I keep adding gain. So then all of a sudden, you know, by the end of my practice or whatever, I'm dime bag, and then that's when the cigar box usually comes out, and I always forget. And you know, I don't hit my tuner. I was like, okay, yeah, calm down, because I'm holding it like right in front of the amp. Right.
I know.
Hollow, amp, proximity, gain.
Well, see, the way I figure it is, I'm cranking the volume up all the way anyway, so might as well just eliminate that from the circuit. You know, I mean, I'll put a volume knob in, so I'm just playing around, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And a tone knob, really? Who ever uses it other than? I've literally used it twice in my life on stage when I was like, ooh, my tone's a little shrill in this room. And I backed off the tone because I'm playing a telly just enough till I finish the song, go back, kill a bit of the highs on my amp, and then I'm back to wide open.
Oh, T-Mitz didn't really like when he met Mark Knopfler. It's hard. You know, it's hard because you never know when those guys are having a bad day. So it's so tough to
exactly,
you know, unless you hear like a ton of stories, like 10 or 12 people agreeing that that guy was not nice, but you know, you got to form your own.
We got 9 Fathoms is here, and Randy Greer, nice.
I'm sure you've met a bunch of people, Tony, too, so you know, right?
Preston Smith, who uses toe knob.
That's funny. I mean, getting all that memorabilia, you probably met a lot of people, I would assume. You know,
a couple, yeah. A couple. But I mean, when I'm around these names, I never have a Sharpie, never have anything. It's spur of the moment here and gone in a minute.
Yeah.
You know, and like, oh shit, I could have this and could have that, and you know, but nah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whereas I do that. Hey, how you doing? Do you mind? And they're like,
Yeah.
you already have the camera out. Now I'm just gonna be a dick if I say no. Yeah. Sure.
People do it.
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah, because you're thinking to yourself, I'm never going to see this person again this close. You know, but
yeah.
It's
and now I do those little like short little NAMM interview things. Like that's when I meet somebody for the second time. You know, if it goes well the first time, it's like, you know, if you or I run into each other at, you know, if I run into either of you guys at NAMM, it'd be like we'll be shooting the shit for like 5 minutes. I'll say, wait a minute, boom, and we make that 1.5 to 3 minute. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing well. What are you doing? I'm hanging out at NAMM.
Yeah.
You same thing. See any gear you like? Of course. Cool. Yeah. Get a little lit later? Of course. Perfect. Cheers. And then we go back to our having fun and mayhem. Randy Crooks met Tiny Tim. Lucky you.
Okay.
Sure.
Nice.
So that happened.
Nice.
I met a bunch of people. Everybody knows Jay Hannon, right? So, and I used to work with him. If you don't know that story, that's how we met years ago. And I saw him in Chicago in 2005 on the Ozfest tour. I happened to be in Chicago with my wife. She was on business, and I went, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." He's like, "When it comes to Ozfest," I'm like, "Yeah,"
Yeah, twist my arm.
So he hands me a VIP pass. I go there, met Rob Zombie because he was on second stage. Met Jada Pinkett Smith because her band was there, Wicked Wisdom. She has a metal band, if you didn't know. There's a bunch of other people. Trivium, the Gizmachi and Trivium were sharing a tour bus, so I got to hang out with those guys on the Trivium tour on their tour bus. I think it was cool. So they're hanging out with these guys. They're riding around little mini bikes around the thing, just chilling.
And your wife can't say no to that because she's like, you're like, yeah, I'm going to Ozfest. My buddy Jay, blah 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 blah. And why do you think that's gonna happen? You're like, because my friends are obviously cooler than yours. Yeah. Sorry, that's not my problem.
Yeah, she knows Jay. I mean, we went to his wedding, so him and Jeannie. So, and they're. He's just a nice guy, but it was funny though seeing all those people, And
it's so cool to meet up with a friend in a different city.
Yeah,
like that's the trip of itself too. And I'm sure for Jay, being on the road, there's nothing better than seeing a familiar face.
Well, that was the thing too, because he's like, "Hey man, can I use your shower in your hotel?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, let's go." He's like, "I'm not showering on this bus," so I'm like, "Yeah, buddy, let's go for a ride." So it was kind of fun. Absolutely right.
Yeah, I get that because otherwise it's like truck stops or on the bus, and you're not allowed on the bus.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
It's a hose outside back,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Rockstar. Yeah, that's when you see. That's the great thing about doing gigs in the Northeast. Once you start doing well, because it's all hockey arenas and they all have showers. It's like I'm grabbing a shower before we play, and I'm going to grab another shower after we play.
And I might even grab one during the drum solo. So
because I can. Then I'm going to come out. I'm going to look like I've been all sweaty and tell the photographers, "Now you take the photos," because it looks like I'm kicking ass on stage and I'm all like drenched in sweat. There we are. Team Mitts met somebody at a recording studio in 2001, apparently for a voiceover.
Wow.
Yep. So that happened. Brickley Adams met John Schofield at his last show in Paris. Asked him a selfie. He looked bummed on the picture, so not displaying it. No doubt. No doubt.
I hate to hear those ones about you go to meet your artist who you idolize that you've never met, and it ends up a not so good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say when I met a Canadian musician, Greg Godovich, who he had some hits in the 70s in Canada. And I'd always heard he can be a handful. He's a bit of a dick, right? And so if you know that going in, if he's not a total dick, then it's a good experience, in my opinion. But he was anything but. But then I realized, well, yeah, when you hear all the stories of him being a dick to everybody, well, drugs and alcohol at that time. He's now been sober for 15 years type thing. And I just joked with him how I used one of his songs in all my phaser demos, and he's like, "That's awesome that you do." He goes, "I didn't think anybody still listened to my music." I'm like, "Oh hell yeah!" I'm like, "You kidding?" I'm like, "You're the Gatto band." And he just kind of chuckled about it.
Yeah, there's it really does depend. You can be the nicest guy. You can be having a bad day. You're gonna snap at somebody.
Yeah, exactly. And we know a lot of these guys are great because our friend of all of us, Dave Nesdall's had some pretty big names on his channel.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't seen a dick on there.
No.
Yeah.
You know.
No, they're really, pretty decent people. So, I mean, and I've met a bunch of actors. I can't wait till stuff opens up again so I can start doing that again because I missed that.
Right.
And there's some too that like, oh, he's an ass. And then I met him at Christian Bale, for example, because I met him when we were doing Dark Knight Rises. He was the nicest guy around. We're all hanging out at like 5:30 in the morning. We're all probably half asleep, but decent guy. Talked for a little while. Get ready to shoot again. He goes back to his Batman voice from his English accent. We're ready to go. So,
exactly. Yeah, and it's different. You have those quote unquote method actors, which whatever. I grew up around, like Amanda will tell you, we have an uncle who's a pretty famous actor, and so you've been around actors, and some of them are like, I always loved the Burt Reynolds line, but enough about me talking about myself. What'd you think of my movie?
Okay.
And I'm sure you've seen a couple of them around, Brendan.
Oh yeah. There's and I get it. You want to stay in character, but people are going to come up to you. People are going to come up to you. They're going to want an autograph. They're going to want a picture, and I'm not even close to being a fraction of famous like that where I'd get recognized out on the street or anywhere, but I can't imagine like a couple hundred people. You really can't do anything anymore,
Oh yeah,
but I don't know.
The singer of one of my bands, he worked as a groundskeeper for at one of Jim Carrey's properties, about an hour and a half north of here. It's like he flies into the small town in the private jet, and you get the phone call, have the S on there helping them do the link, because it's only a 2-man crew that maintains the property, and he's down there helping them out. He's like, I got nothing else to do, and then it's just, hey, you want to grab something to eat? And they're like, we packed in lunches. He's like, well, not today, that's your leftovers, I'm making steaks. Okay, cool. Because he's starved like everybody else. That's the thing, as long as it wasn't handed to you on a platter, I think from day one, if you have any kind of humility, it sticks with you.
I like that guy's stuff. He's hilarious.
He's a wild card. Yes, Jim Carrey's originally from Canada.
Yeah, he is. He's great. I saw an interview with him when he was doing The Grinch. And he said it took like 8 hours to do the makeup, and he almost quit because it was just so it really messed with him. Because you got to be still and all this. They actually hired somebody from the CIA that talks people down from doing stuff, and it worked. But I mean, because he was going to quit, so it's nuts.
Yeah, it's one thing to sit through that once, but to sit through it every day, day after day.
Yeah, you see some of those. Like, what was the other one? I think it was an X-Men one, the Mystique. Rebecca Romaine Stamos, or well, not anymore. I don't know if it is anymore or not, but she took her like that much time to get her whole body was painted. She couldn't see. You get those contacts in. It's like, man. Mm-hmm. But again, they're paying them lots of money, so you're going to sit through it.
Exactly. Yeah, you're getting paid.
Yep.
Yeah. Whereas if you got to sit through it just to be an extra, that's a little something different.
Yeah, I've sat through a lot of 17-hour days to have, less than 3 seconds of screen time. So that's, I've been there. Sure. But it's okay.
I did it once. The way I see it, it was in 1991. I was getting paid $16 an hour to throw a frisbee.
There you go.
And
anyway, right?
Yeah, and you worked for like 2.5 hours, and because it's union, you automatically paid for 6. And I'm like, what? But you got to wait a month for the check. I'm like, that's fine, because I'm just thinking, I'm like 16 years old, and I just made like $100 in a couple of hours. I'm rich. And then they're like, oh yeah, there's coolers with like drinks and stuff like, because. I was like, oh, really? And they're like, I'm like, yeah, that's obviously for the actors. Like, no, that's for the extras. The actors have a fucking tent,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Okay.
Craft services. They have it's like if you've ever been to like in a VIP box at a sports event, that's what the SAG people get, like the principal actors. Sometimes it'll spill over into. Actually, I do have a story about that. Mark Ruffalo, he was in a series called I Know This Much Is True, and they filmed most of it down here in my area, and I got to be in one episode, and I was in one scene with him. I haven't watched it, but the food they brought us by bus to this place to eat, and like they had lobster, they had shrimp, they had this guy cutting prime rib. It's like, right. Oh my God, and this is just for extras. These, everybody was there, but it was, they didn't break it up or anything. They're like, here you go. I'm like, holy cow, it's amazing.
Yeah. I know. It's like it's like, I understand how films can cost money, because like my uncle was directing the episode that I appeared on. And after we did our scene, we went back to his trailer to cool off, because it's like August, but we're dressed for October, of course. And, he's got the mini fridge, and it's stocked with pop and water and beer and this and that. And he doesn't go in the trailer at all during the day, but it's there just in case. There's so much just in case stuff. Like, they literally go above and beyond just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. Sure.
Tony's been in some famous stuff. I've seen him in some pictures at Van Halen concerts. So that trumps a lot of stuff I did.
There we go.
Right, Tony?
Yeah, Preston Smith got hired as a backgrounder, as he calls it. Yeah, as an extra. We ate well for sure. Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, the first time you see even craft services for their extras, you're like, I could do this. This could be fun. Yeah. Now, it's different if you're doing like a college student's movie or something like that. T-Mitz is asking, did Brendan work in movies? Yes, he's been a movie star.
I've been in a few. The first one I was in was with Anthony Hopkins, Bridget Fonda. It was called Road to Wellville. That was filmed near me too. But that one, I got be in a scene with Dana Carvey. That was an excellent movie. That was the first movie I did, and I was spoiled because we filmed for like 2 weeks up here, and then they flew us down to near Tony, North Carolina, down to Wilmington in the Cape Fear River. And we filmed a bunch of stuff there, but we had to do like a July 4th scene in February. So they actually fire hosed the snow and painted the grass when we were up here and running around. We're running around basically just crazy nuts stuff. It was cool. But
movie magic.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I miss some of that stuff. I don't miss the waiting around, but I do miss, making films. So hopefully I get back to that.
Apparently my sister had such a crush on Dana Carvey.
Man.
Well, that reminds me, like, what was it? My uncle was doing a movie. It was like it was kind of the third installment of the Cannonball Run series, but they changed the name of the movie. They moved it to Canada. Any Canadian knew immediately it was a Canadian movie, because as soon as you see basically the entire cast of SCTV in a movie, it's Canadian. It's one thing if it's just Dan Aykroyd, but all of a sudden, or not Aykroyd because he was SNL, but like one person like Eugene Levy's in it, and all of a sudden you're like, well, then there's Joe Flaherty, there's Catherine O'Hara, like, wait a minute, this is Canadian, and so they were filming north of Montreal doing this stuff. So my uncle invited several family members up to spend time. Mom went up for a few days, and it was great because she's like, she'll go out for lunch, and what they did, they took over like a local restaurant, similar situation, and that restaurant was basically closed to the public, but it was open all day as the commissary for the crew. And so she'd go every day and she'd have lunch with the Smothers Brothers because they were in one of the cars in the Cannonball, so it's like a bit of an all-star. Eugene Levy should have lunch with one day, Andrea Martin, and it's like, these people are great. And the stories, I'm just like, that's awesome. Okay, cool.
it's a tough profession though, you know, because like really 1% of the people can really can make a living out of it, you know. And you're traveling all the time. You're not home. So it's definitely not for everybody. That's why I don't think I could do it as a living, but as a hobby, I love it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
What scene were you in with Dana Carvey?
If you did see the movie, I'm sure it's out there somewhere. So when we were, Bridget Fonda's in this bath, this milk bath, right? And Dana Carvey is in a shower hiding. She didn't know he was in there. And it's based in 1907. So it's like, you know, 1907. And he rips the curtain open and she sees him. She's like shocked. And he's like, hi. And she's like, hi. And he's like, you know, I like to look at the naked women. You know, so he's kind of like a little bit. The character's kind of funny. If you haven't seen it, it's funny. And then so they're kind of like awkwardly talking, and some nurse comes in, opens the door, and sees Dana Carvey and screams. And then there's 3 guys running in. I'm the guy in the middle. There was 3 of us. I was burly attendant number 2. That was my character. So we're running through, chasing them around, and then we're chasing them around this. Outside at this local like big resort and stuff. It was so the beginning of the chase scene was actually filmed later in North Carolina. The end of the scene was filmed first in upstate New York. So movie magic. But
yep.
It was a fun time. It was a great time. I never got to meet Anthony Hopkins, which I wasn't too happy about that because I love that guy. But there were a lot of people that I did meet that were really cool. Like John Cusack was there. I met him. He was in it. Dana Carvey was there. It was a pretty good cast. It really was. So.
And so if I Google your name, comes up actor.
Does it? Did you?
I don't know.
I have an IMDb, so I did put that in. If you go to the IMDb site, you put my name in, you'll see all the stuff I was in.
Yeah, you just do Brendan Butt Cheeks, and it comes right up.
Yeah. No, you use my real name. I put it in there. But so,
buddy of mine here where I live was a extra in the baseball movie Bull Durham, and that was filmed just a couple of miles or so south of me. And he was an extra in that movie. He came to bat after a scene, and if you Google his name, comes up actor.
I don't know what happens. Someone Google my name, see what it comes out with here. I'll put my name in there. Not butt cheeks, because that you don't want to be Googling that. So, but
not that there's anything wrong with that, as Jerry Seinfeld would say.
Yeah, right. But yeah,
what it says.
There's some fun roles that I did. If you know who Melissa Leo is, she won an Oscar for that movie The Fighter with Christian Bale, and there's a bunch of people in that. But I did a movie with her called Bottled Up. It was an independent film. It wasn't in the theaters. Oh yeah, thanks Terry. Terry put it in the chat.
Nice.
So in that movie, my character, it was originally supposed to be Nasty Guy. I don't know where they come up with these characters. I didn't have a name in that one, but the scene was I go to it's like a I don't know, post office box and more, which they sell like food, and you can get a PO box or something. So I go in, ask for a book of stamps, some Boston cream donuts, and a nipple piercing. That's my line. And so, and the next scene is her actually fake piercing my nipple. So it's great. You know, it was a fun time. So
sure.
8-10 hours on set of, being shirtless in front of people, like 20 people in a room. Like, I'm uncomfortable enough as it is. Now I got all these people around me. Like, great, you know? Yes, thanks, Terry. Yep, nipple piercing customer. It was Nasty Guy, but apparently they changed the name because I wasn't so nasty.
You are.
And we have another actor in the chat here, Music Therapy Laz. I've seen that movie.
An actor.
Oh, nice. Thanks, man.
I was in the movie with Peter Sutherland and Robert Downey Jr. in 1969 as an extra Hungarian folk dancing at the opening scene of a wedding reception. True story.
Nice.
Oh, Laz, nice. Yeah, Terry, that one was good too. I was a zombie, an IRS agent zombie. I got killed many times. I actually got shot in the head and had to lay still on a hockey rink, Ben.
Oh, so, fun.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
No.
It's cold.
It's damn cold.
So
because it's not even ice; it's artificial ice. So
yeah, but that one was cool because we did a couple scenes. We were up on a hill, and the main character was shooting us with a machine gun. And we had to fall down the hill. I must have died about 75 times that day. So it's fun. Yeah, I've never Googled my name. I don't know what comes up.
All kind of stuff, man.
Cool.
Some of it we can even show on Family Friendly Entertainment.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah.
You got that logo on there, too.
There you go. I know that logo.
Yeah.
Yes, Terry, that one has not come out yet, and we filmed that 5 years ago. I don't know what that guy's waiting for, but that was fun, too. I had some lines in that one. That was a fun movie.
There's a lot of projects that get completely made and never get released.
I used to have credits that I haven't even filmed yet. There's 3 movies I was supposed to go to Toronto for, like a trilogy, and they never. They bought me my my passport to go and everything, and nope, never happened. So.
Well, if you ever are in Toronto filming, hit me up.
Oh, definitely.
Only a couple hours up the highway.
Yeah, man, I'll definitely do that. I don't know. I hope to do some of that stuff, but I don't have as much free time as I used to.
Yeah, right.
But I try to make time when I can. You do your work and do some good stuff. But yeah.
It just hit me.
Like, I haven't been on TV or the big screen. This is tragic.
Brandon, we were talking about meeting stars earlier. Let me mention this, Ben. You've had Sean Hurwitz on here, a couple other rock stars. We had a episode of our show planned for down the road, no certain date. And wouldn't it be nice if we could get this member of this band who we love? And we tried, and let's keep trying. Brendan got a hold of one, and they said yes. So it's not in stone yet, but
working out some details. Yeah,
there is a yes, and yeah. So
crossing those I's and dotting those T's.
Yeah, man.
Trying and hoping it may happen. So we'll see, but gonna be.
If it does, it'll be fun.
It'll be fun. Yeah, goodness.
It will. But
yeah, that's weird. Preston Smith, he lives in North Bay, and he's like right across the street from Northern Film Studios. Okay. The fact they have film studios 4 hours north of Toronto is beyond me, other than if you're filming like wilderness stuff. I don't get it.
They're everywhere. They're popping up for everywhere. Like Atlanta's a huge filming place now. They almost they make more movies now than Hollywood does. And
yeah,
it's crazy. I'm not in the union. Because you have to work a certain amount of hours a year to get benefits and all this other stuff, but I can still do pretty much whatever. And some of those guys, once you're in the union, you can't do the small independent stuff, which I love to do.
Right.
So,
when was your last movie?
The last thing I did was with Mark Ruffalo, that series, HBO series, and that was last year. So it's been quite a while. I've had some auditions for some voiceover stuff, and some other movies that have come out that I haven't gotten the part. But you get used to that. It's 90% rejection. You get used to rejection, because people used to take it. I used to take it personally, but then you think, hey, if you're right for the part, you're going to get the part. Not everybody's right for every part. You can be the best actor, and if you're not right for the part, you're not going to get it. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Yep.
So, and I'm fine with that. So, Guitar Man, they do film Walking Dead in Atlanta. That we put, and I did play a zombie. So I might have a step in, but I don't think so.
Georgia Peach Studios, and was it George Peach, and then what's his name? Tyler Perry's. He's got his whole
the
mini city there.
Medea thing. Tyler Perry does a lot of stuff, but it's cool. It's cool. I mean, North Carolina, they film a lot in North Carolina too. I know you know that, Tony. But it's just good. There's great locations everywhere.
And it's like we've always had a ton in Vancouver for TV, a lot more movies in Toronto, because Toronto doubles as Chicago really easy, and New York.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't remember, there's only 2 or 3 complete sets of the Oval Office, and the most detailed one's actually based in Toronto. So it's like most TV series that involve the Oval Office, they'll they'll take the time to fly people into Toronto to film those scenes, which I always get a kick out of.
9 Fathoms. I got rejected once. She said it was her, not me. That's funny. That's
good.
Oh man.
Nice.
Oh no, Laz. That's not good. Well, that's good that they caught it now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, please go call them and
prayers.
Prayers.
We're going to be wrapping up in a few minutes anyhow, Laz. Go talk to your brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's true, teammates.
Yeah, that's not good.
Just gonna say, we've had a few movies shot around here too. One of the Incredible Hulk movies was shot in my old town, because the bad guy's lair. No, that's the aircraft hangar at the end of the runway.
Yeah.
And they put it thing in the paper. We need people, crowd scene, and it was funny because having done it before, I was just like, the novelty wasn't as much there, and they were doing it. Basically, they were paying the same thing 20 years later that I did as a union thing previous. And I didn't want to stand out on a tarmac in the middle of July. I was like, no, I know how hot that is. Forget it.
Yep.
Thank you, Sandra. Link to Tony's channel. Definitely check it out. And there's Brendan's channel as well. Definitely.
Subscribe to Tony's channel. Definitely.
Somebody was filmed in Port Hope. Amanda says, was it the new It movie was done in Port Hope?
That's cool.
I think. Yeah, that's like half an hour up the road.
That was a good movie. Both of them. I liked it.
Nice.
Subscribe to Ben's channel if you're not already, and become a channel member.
Yeah,
that's right. And if you become a channel member, you get a Mike Star bass pick. I keep calling them guitar picks. I want to call it a bass pick.
Well, it is a bass guitar.
That's right. So bass guitar pick.
Become a channel member. No. How many more is left?
6 more, I do believe.
6 more. You get an Alice in Chains Mike Star bass pick.
Nice.
And you help Ben keep things rolling and give us this awesome, cool content that he does.
Well, I do what I can, and definitely I got the new lights. The new lights aren't even pointed at me, but I'm pretty washed out. I wish I had an auto dim feature or some kind of dimmer on them, but I didn't go for the ones with the dimmer because that triples the price. Oh, you want a dimmer? No, that's triple the price, but we'll do it without the dimmer on the cheap. So I'm just going to try to spread them out a little more. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out.
Looks good.
Yeah, thank you. You see all the wrinkles in the backdrop now, that's for sure. Yeah. Jesus.
Sounds good too.
Thank you. Randy says, I'm already at the top level, and I do appreciate that, Randy. Randy and I were on the phone last night. Jesus, he called me up. What was going to be a 5-minute phone call, you know how it is. An hour and a half later, you've solved all the world's problems. You know.
What, Ben, is the channel member extra perks?
Extra perks, you get extra videos each month. You get to use extra emojis. The next one, once we hit the next threshold where I can add one in, I'm going to put a mason jar emoji in there. I think we need a mason jar emoji in there. Yeah, exactly, Roy. Yeah, I agree on that. Once I got to figure out a schedule of some kind. I want to do some like Patreon/members only live stream of some kind once a month as well. It's just trying to figure out a time to be able to do that. I don't know. I'm just not back quite into the rhythm of things yet. So once that happens, that's going to happen. And that I'll do an announcement usually on the Canucks show that week, because it'll be posted as a community post for the members, and because it's going to be an unlisted video and then posted in Patreon as well. So then hopefully we can get 20, 30 of us hanging out and doing our thing.
Nice.
That's all good, teammates. If you can, YouTube's having a problem. If you do post a link to your channel, unless one of the moderators post it, YouTube won't even approve it. So there we go. Yeah, and basically all the money that goes from the channel memberships allows me to upgrade the StreamYard, of course, and upgrade the studio. Next thing is, because I still have shit internet, is I want to get a decent camera, like a DSLR style camera, because I miss owning an actual camera. I used to do a lot of photography. I miss that. All right. See you, Preston.
There's some good ones out there now. You can probably get them pretty cheap now.
Oh, especially at the pawn shops. They're a year old and they're fine.
Really. Even a really, really good one. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, as we come up to the top of the hour, let's see here. Anything to add, Monsieur Butt Cheeks?
No, sir. I am all good. Thank you for having me in.
Well, thanks for joining in with us. Always a pleasure. We got to talk all kinds of cool stuff tonight, even a bit about guitars. That's always a pleasure. We try to. Tony, my friend, thank you for donating the picks to the next 6 channel members that sign up and the previous 3 that did. I do appreciate that, brother. Let folks know where and when they can find you here on the inner Googles, and thank you, Sandra, for putting in the links as well.
Yeah, thank you. Each week, every Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, show me your pick.
On this channel?
Yeah, on that channel. Thank you. A new band every week. Lots of cool talk, lots of memorabilia, lots of guitar picks. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Joe C. I think Joe C's
guy right there on board. Sandra, Big G, Bent Tom.
Thank you, Sandra. Put a link. Show me your pick. Rising Havoc, new channel member. That's 4 down, 5 to go. And remember, folks, when you become a channel member, please email me your mailing address and such, so then I can forward it off to Tony so he can send you out that pick.
Nice.
And if for some reason you become a channel member and don't want the pick, email me anyways and tell me, and then we'll just kick her down to the next person. Woo! Awesome. That's great news, Laz. Ending on a high note.
Oh, good. Very good.
Awesome.
Keep everybody posted, Laz.
Yes. Check out Laz's stuff, too. He's been going live as well. And him and his co-host, the Flying Pickle.
The Flying Pickle.
That's a great name.
The Flying Pickle.
Well, we can thank the Tone King for that when he tuned in last week. Because Laz is on. He's like, what is that? I thought it was a pickle. And we're like, the Flying Pickle. Because let's be honest, if anyone's going to have a channel on the internet where someone's hanging out holding a pickle, it's going to be on this channel.
Yeah. He gets Flying Pickle, I get butt cheeks. Okay. It's all
There
good.
we go. Rising Havoc wants a mason jar. If you go to the Spreadshirt link down below, you can get mason jar mugs with the Canucks with Guitars logo on it. I believe Brad Guitar Miller owns one.
Oh, no.
How you like that?
I think Ben's got one, too. Battling butt cheeks right there.
It is on my pick holder here on the boom mic. We literally have FU Tone, LPD Pedals, Flipside Music, Nerd Halen, Sammy Bowler, and Butt Cheeks.
Yeah.
And Laz, I'm expecting to see the Flying Pickle logo and picks.
Oh yeah, that's gotta happen.
Here's one you may not have. Just came in the mail.
Ooh. Oh.
When they played the pregame in the, I guess it was 01.
Okay.
Yep.
20 years ago.
Wow.
Joe
Nice.
Perry, one off for one show only. You know, I want to get to that rock star level. Not going to lie, where I can afford to have picks made for a one-off show.
Be cool. Definitely be cool.
Rising Havoc's like, oh my God, I want that.
One more.
Sure.
Oh, nice. King Cobra. Johnny Rod.
Nice. Very cool.
That is
Well,
cool.
I want to thank Tony. I want to thank Brendan, a.k.a. Butt Cheeks, because you'll always be Butt Cheeks. We can blame Jane Hannon if we want, but you know what?
It's all good. I embrace
It's all good.
I embrace
Exactly.
the
Embrace the butt cheeks, folks. Embrace the butt cheeks. That's the hashtag. Embrace the butt cheeks.
Jeez.
Thanks everybody that tuned in tonight. Thanks all the new channel members. Thanks anybody that donated to the cause. Thanks to my mod squad posting links. Thanks to the Flying Pickle for making an appearance at the end. Appreciate. Nice to see Roxy having their own channel now. Coffee mugs. Get your coffee mugs through Vibraprint teammates. Use coupon code Canucks. Save 10%. Vibraprintonline.com. Link down below. Let me grab a coffee mug real quick, because we can be shameless that way. Because it's a nice big mug too. Like, it's not one of those little flipping espresso mugs. Like, that's a good.
That's a good one, right? That's a big one.
That's a good mug.
These made by my buddy Tim out on the west coast of Canada. Use the coupon code, save it, and it might even be free shipping in parts of places at times. I don't know. Check out the website. There might be deals there. So there we go. We got the hashtag embrace the butt cheeks. Perfect. Thank you, teammates. Perfect. And thanks everybody. Until next time, as always, hold those doors open. Let that guy in ahead of you in traffic. Do good things, and good things will happen to you. Karma's real. We know. Just ask Doug. Be good to each other. Stay well. Stay safe. If somebody wants to poke you in the arm with a needle, go for it. Could be the vaccine. Could be heroin. Either way, it's a good time. That's what I'm saying. Cheers. Rock.